Ladies and gentlemen, traders, good morning, good morning. What's up, what's up? How you guys doing, man? How you guys doing on this beautiful Tuesday morning? It is currently May 21st, 2024, and here we are presented with another excellent day. Man, it feels good to be here. It feels good to be alive. It feels good to have another chance to to exercise discipline. For those of you tuning in on YouTube, two things. Be sure to hit that thumbs up as you're tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to the lovely channel as well. Other than that, take a look at the screen right now. There's a big disclaimer that is up there, a warning sign letting you know our guidelines for our community, and then the disclaimer as well, right? So it's important for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, maybe you're a casual viewer, understand that what we're doing here in the stock market and day trading, swing trading, investing, all this stuff is risky, all right? And where there's reward, there's risk. Where there's risk, there's reward. And the general rule of thumb in the community is to start slow, use smaller size, protect yourself as you go through the learning curve, because there's nothing in this world that anybody just knows immediately. You have to go through some sort of learning, some sort of education, all right? So protect yourself, go slow, take it easy. And then once you have the competence, the experience, only at that point it makes sense to increase your share size, use more money and stuff like that, all right? So just heed the warning. A lot of us had lost money at the beginning, all right? So yeah, other than that, the live stream is not an invitation to copy trade. In fact, it's impossible to do with the latency and how fast I trade. You have to understand the strategy for yourself, which takes months and more commonly years, right? This hyper scalping strategy that I do. Lastly, be careful of fake accounts. I will never message you first. I will never ask you to send me money. Now that we're done with the disclaimer, let's talk about what's moving and what's not. And there's quite a few stocks that are moving today. In fact, the watch list, I have 6 stocks. It's quite a few stocks here, quite a few stocks. Now, the reason why I have it so broad is because, oh my gosh, this is an offering, isn't it? Not what I wanted to see here. It looks like we're getting an offering here, perhaps for GTBP. This was going to be the leading stock. Yep, direct offering, priced at the market. Man, well, it's all part of the deal. This is, of course, a risk of swing trading. I would have expected this to happen to CTNT, actually. But that one kind of just gradually sold off. Okay. No problem. No problem at all. Wow. So, let me write up the watch list here. GTBP. There's CTNT. MGOL. 450 a share. BDRX. BDRX does have a higher float. 800 million, which is perhaps, a little on the higher side. But we'll see how it moves and how it trades. MGRX as well, another cheaper stock. And then one more here. EDBL. We do see some offerings rebound a little bit. It's rare that they ever come back up to highs or, previous levels. And I'm glad this is happening at the open pre-market where I don't trade, because if it was during the open, there's a chance I could be trying to buy the dip or something and, it's just going lower. Some of them do curl up a little bit, but it's rare, maybe like 5% of the times. Usually they just keep going down. So of course, keep it tight, manage risk, do what you have to do, cut the losses. whatever is necessary to ensure success, right? Under the context of doing what's right by our rules, cutting the losses. All right, there's the watch list. So I'll still map my trend lines here for this one, and then I'll move on quickly. This was such a nice stock too yesterday. They didn't want to take that chance of it going down into the open. They just said, hey, release that headline at once. So what did we have? 15, 14, 37, 16, 11. I had resistance on the daily. But being that we're back down here, at best, if this does trade into the open, even if we can see a small bounce of $1 a share or so, could be decent. Other than that, I wouldn't look for a ton from it. But yeah, we'll see. I guess I'll kind of leave the trend lines that I had from the prior days. Yeah, we'll see. This 708 trend line was the low of pre-market yesterday. Seems to be in that area right now. Yeah, we'll see what this one does. GTBP, no additional trend lines. I'll just leave it as is. A stock that I'm interested in is CTNT. And so interesting because I had a mentor session with a student, I believe on Monday. Monday or no, Thursday last week. And we talked about this one on the daily chart and why the daily chart was strong. But of course, we didn't expect there to be another catalyst. And of course, during extended period, right? We mentioned, hey, if this thing has a good catalyst intraday and the volume gets back into it, then it can make sense for our strategy. But despite the daily chart looking good, we don't want to just be in there just off of that, right? We like multiple layers of indication. But it's great to see that this one opened up. The daily chart was good over 650, I believe it was 690. So this was a pretty serious move here. And I'm hoping for a small bounce. We went from 45 down to $7 here without basically bouncing. So, and I'm going to check the news here quickly just to see if this one had an offering. I don't think it did. The offerings don't look like this. They're usually much more steep. Yeah, it doesn't seem so. Yeah, so we'll see how this one does. If we can go from 7 to 12, that would be great. And I think this can definitely do that. So I'll be keeping this one on watch. CTNT down 52%, watching for a bounce. And before this move up, 1476 was the high. So perhaps that could be a target if it happens to be strong. All right. Not bad, not bad. So we'll see how this one does. CTNT 951, also an area of interest, but I don't think we should see much resistance. In fact, I'm not going to map this level. I don't think we should see a lot of resistance there. It's just too soon based off of the size of that drop. So if short sellers are covering, buyers are coming in, red to green, can we see something to the upside? CTNT. Moving on to MGOL, cheaper stock. MGOL currently at 65 cents, up 188%, 64 million shares of volume. Now this one gave quite the move, right? Started in after hours, pushed up 26 cents, not bad. This is what I like to see. So I'm going to map out this first high point here, and I'm going to make my way all the way over. That was at 37. Then we had highs recently around 4 a.m. at 58. And now we've had highs at 84. 58 to 84 though, a little low. I mean, well, VWAP is at 60. Perhaps it can still act as support if we come down some more. 80 for the recent high. 80 and 40 cents. We're in the 100th of the penny at this point. Okay, cool. I'd love to see it get up to $1. And recently, we've been holding fairly tight against about 67, 66 cents here. So we'll see if it's able to hold up that area. Not bad. MGOL up 190%. Only if I could read the future, man. If I could read the future, I'd already been a billionaire here. But of course, that's fantasy. And it's why we have our strategy, right? Which can give us an edge on stocks just like this. Which in some sense you can say, hey, maybe we can read the future in a very short time frame, right? Over the course of seconds, based off of the patterns and the indicators, right? Fairly accurately. And we keep tight stops. That's what allows us to be green anyways. You guys know I have a crystal ball, right? I have a crystal ball right here. And it's green. It's illuminating green light right now. So on to the next stock. Enough of the jokes. On to the next stock. MGRX. MGRX. Talk to us nicely. Another cheap one. Again, the watch list is a little longer today. So I'll be rotating. It depends on what's moving. Low recently around 46, but it's breaking down right now. Highs at 79. And I like to map all these pre-market highs, especially because in the open it makes it easy for me to remember the key levels. And what in terms of decision making and things like that. 200 EMAs at 66.42. And then I'll take a break to start the screen recording. Today I got to clear up some more space on this computer. 2 terabytes has went to the depths. Okay, looks good. Screen recording. I'll open up another OBS. And by the way, OBS is a free software. Anybody can check it out. Tons of tutorials on YouTube and so forth. This stock we traded back in May of last year. Or April, I think. April 21st last year. We had 100 million shares of volume, and we went from 143 to 318. I still got that level mapped out, 318. Back then, the 200 EMA was at 287. Now it's at 66 cents. And then again, June 8, we went from 156 to 238 with 44 million shares of volume. 238, that's the level of interest here. As we get closer to those areas, sometimes we can see more selling, more short sellers, and resistance, people shorting against those levels. It's not bad to keep an eye on them from time. If it's strong, can we get to 150? I think that's a fair target. If it's really strong, 150 is not bad. GTBP was the main stock to watch for me. Now it's in the depths. Perhaps. We'll see. Maybe I'll need to rotate more. EDBL. How's this one doing? 35%, 2 million shares of volume. It's a little below the VWAP, but I'm not going to write it off because I've seen stocks like this curl right back up. And the highs here are 969. 969 for the highs. Pre-market highs, that is. The low of the pullback has been 468. We got about 4 minutes to the opening bell. The 200 EMA on Thinkorswim. Let's see, on E-Trade, EDBL. Yeah, it's telling me 34 and 12 cents. I need to edit this level. Maybe there was a split or something. Last time it was at 818. That's no longer the case. Recently, the stock on the 15th went up to a high of 920. So perhaps that's why we rejected up there. And it sold off on that day aggressively. Volume, 18 million shares. So it seems like we might have resistance up at 9. But we're at $5 right now. If it wants to give a red to green, can we get to 7, 8? I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind at all. EDBL. Okay, looks decent. Is there any more? I think there's one more. BDRX. Okay, BTRX. I think this might be the last one. The 200 EMA on the daily is at 474. BDRX. Let's see. It's currently up 78% with 25 million shares of volume. I do have a daily level at 2 and then again at 270. Other than that, I have some trend lines that I could remove here, so they're not going to be as relevant. 174 was a bit of a level, but again, we are above there. Another high volume day going back a few weeks ago to April 26th. 70 million shares of volume on that day. But yeah, I think room to the 200 EMA at 474. 270, not so strong of a level, really. In fact, I can erase that. Yeah, 474 and then room to $8 for BDRX. But the float on this one is slightly higher, so we'll see. MGLO, CTNT, and GTBP are the few. MGLO, MGOL, MG. Those are the few that I'm going to watch into the open. And then I'll rotate from there. As usual, I'm going to start with small size and then look to size up. I want to be careful with my order entry windows as I change from stock to stock, remembering to adjust the share size accordingly. Don't need any accidents buying 10,000 shares if I only want to be in with 1,000 shares. That can ruin the day pretty quickly. So we got to pay attention. We got to stay sharp. And let's see what we get here today. Another beautiful day at last. Let's grab a nice cold bottle of water. Which stock is going to be that stock? The stock. CTNT might be halting up already. Yeah, it's a pretty big drop. I'm going to watch the dip though. Oh my god, I got murdered on that fill. That's cool. The spreads jumped up as I bought. There's no way 10,000 shares is going to do that, but that's alright. CTNT halted up. You gotta buy the bids. You gotta buy the bids. Let me bring down my chime. All good in the neighborhood. It's holding up, which is good to see. GTBP perhaps could be a little interesting. Holy smokes. It's getting halted up. 811. That was a light volume move. I only had 500 shares. Woo-wee. I probably should have held that. Just for the fun of it. So we got 2 halted stocks. And at least there's some time in between. Beam locking in on those trades as well, I see. Beam locking in at 70, out at 02. Yeah, sometimes these stocks, they do curl up, right? There's a small chance, but there's no telling how high it will go. CTNT will be first. That one is also lighter volume. That's the only thing I don't like here. I'd have wanted to see more volume out of these two before the halt up. MGOL nonsense of getting robbed in that spread, I tell you. But we're not going to let that hold us back. On to the next. CTNT. Resumption. 35.52. GTBP will be 37 in 12 seconds. Like losing 4 cents is a crime on one of these stocks at 60 cents, you know? Losing 4 cents in one trade. That should be illegal. If it gives a dip, MGOL, I'm interested. If it gives a quick dip here. $35 and 52 seconds. We got about a minute to resumption on CTNT. I'm gonna only use 1,000 shares. In fact, that might even be a little aggressive because the volume might be light, which could be a problem. What time is it? I'm long in this other stock. I'll probably have to cut this trade, which I would prefer to hold it, but all right, I'm gonna cut it. CTNT, we're at 668. What's it gonna be? Here we go. Wow. Same thing as yesterday with these nonsense halt downs after a halt up. Come on. GTBP. We need to see something a little bit better. A lot better. MGOL looks like it's going to come down. 37.12. We got less than a minute. CTNT. GTBP. MGRX is pushing up. MGRX. Cheaper stock MGRX seems to be doing all right. $37 and 12 cents. I think I just got to be careful with fills here, to be honest. That's the only thing that's been getting me even these last couple of weeks. It's just been the fills. So let's see how this does. We're at 811. Here we go. Not bad. There's no dip initially. So got a pretty decent fill coming out right there. It's struggling. I'm going to ease off. Scratch trades. The halt down is kind of right there. Super choppy, spready. It's not ideal. It's something, but a little choppy. The halt up is at 87. The halt up is at 98. There's a bid. It should get halted up here. Perhaps not. Surprised. Because the volume is not that high. There's 20,000 shares, 65. Should be halting up already. I'm gonna drop my size. For now. The halt is at 20. Can we see it? Can we get halted up at 29? Halt level now at 29. I want to be careful of the dips. Come on down. Come on down. The price is right. It's not dipping. I'm gonna jump in. Tight stop. There's 9. I'll take the couple cents. There's a small seller, 15. It's like somebody might be buying or something. I'm gonna size down a little bit again. That's a little still not opening up as much as I would think. But we haven't really been seeing bigger drops, which is something that I like. I want to see it get halted up here and reset so I can size up. Can we get halted up at 48? Sizing down for now to small size. It's holding fairly high right there. Okay. The halt down is 794. The halt up is 971. This candle has about 2 minutes on the 5. There's a lot of red still printing. It could be on the backside or it could be a decent pullback. The halt down's 02. It's kind of close. Perhaps backside. It looks like it might get locked in. False halt. That was good. False halt down. Wrap to green. I should have unwinded that position. That was a great dip. Is it getting ready? Is it getting ready for a retest of 9? KB. K up the B, brother. It could be early. I'll try here though. It needs to be instant. Good. What's it gonna be? There's a spread, which is gonna prevent me from using size. Damn it, man. I looked away for a split second and they're walking up the ladder. I looked away for a split second there. There's a huge bid, 20,000 size, walking up the ladder. Man, I could have been in with massive size right there. It's all good. Hopefully I'll get another chance to size up. It's a late buy. The halt opposite 61. Oh, oh, that's not good. False breakout. Good size loss. In at 40 out of 20. That's the first kind of drop I'm seeing in terms of a green candle. There's another bid at 10. I mean, it looks healthy. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more of a pullback. All things considered, it looks healthy. Not the best fill here, but we'll take a couple of cents. We could see a bigger pullback, being that the candle's a little fresh, but okay, okay, all right. We need to come down some more. Can we get something more decisive here? A little too aggressive there. 50 for the low. I think a little too much over trading there too. I could have eased off a little bit at 80. Waiting though, see what it does. Missing that area with that size, man. I mean, I tell you, sometimes it just happens, you know. I look to go at fix my chart on the other screen. I look back, there's a bid, but you know, you kind of want to see it come to see how the volume reacts initially. But that could have been an opportunity for size. But you know, thinking back about it, the chart didn't even really need to be adjusted from about 860, 870 to like 940. 2K gone to the wind. You gotta be careful with the spreads. A 5 minute candle to make the new high is of course what we want to see. I think it's getting ready. Big sellers though, big sellers. The volume here is a little lighter. The new 5 minute candle is about 2 minutes. This light always starts to get me around this time of day. Gotta put on the blue light glasses. A minute to the new candle. Too soon. Waiting. The red is easing, but then it comes another wave coming on tape. I'd love to see something a little more dramatic, but we'll see. It's like there's a little bit of volume here, but not a lot. Still kind of a bit of a churn. Just waiting patiently in this consolidation here. High or low? High or low? We haven't really been seeing a lot of volume in the last like 10 minutes. Worth shot right there. The bid's just lagging significantly though. LJ, this one might come down. I took two big losses earlier. Took two big losses on the pullback or on the breakout actually. One like $400 loss in and the spread's teleporting down. I wonder if it might be finished. That along with another loss at the lows of size. So FLJ resumption, we'll see how it does. Spreads are too crazy, brother. It's a good dip, but the spreads. Are we gonna curl? FLJ 09 and 51 seconds. CTNT, I'm disappointed in that one, man. Thought we could have seen more. CTNT, no good. MGOL, sideways. MGRX, sideways. FLJ resumption is at 0951. Oh 0951. I honestly don't know what to expect from this. The resumptions haven't been good at all. Um, well, I guess we've seen one good, or maybe a few of them yesterday that were decent, but a lot of them are resuming lower and just down. So I think I'm gonna just stick with small size. Take it easy here. We got about a minute. Yeah, MMAT curling up. That one is being mentioned. All right, resumption for FLJ coming up. I'll be glad if I can just make 10 cents here, to be honest. 34, here we go. I would have took that, but the halt down was looking too close. At 22. That was a close call. Would have been a nice trade. The liquidity down there just so thin. There's like one more piece of red, we'd be halting down. So just a little too risky to jump in. Not good. I'm late. Scratch trade there. Or rather, the stock was quick. The halt level up is at 71. That's a misread there. 41, 42. I'll add back if we get a dip. A small dip. Watching for 50 plus. There's 47. I'll take it in the spreads. It might continue, but we'll see. We got a ton of buyers here, but coming down a little bit. 25. It's not a bad stock. That first dip, man. High of this current candle is 40. Time. There's a few minutes left. That should have been a winning trade. 29, 30. Can we push through? If not, it might retest the lows one more time. ton of selling here. The selling pressure is super heavy this time. It might come down. I'll wait. Much more selling than last time. Okay, that's good. I still would want to see 40 out of this if it's any good. Oh, we should be mooning here. The 5 minute candlestick isn't great, but the bounce itself was decent. But maybe it needs a little bit more time. Wrong bet, called out this one, I think, since early, right? GOL. Okay, there we go. 38 for FLJ. Finally coming back up. Oh, this is insane. These cheaper stocks giving these kinds of moves. This thing went from 72 to 88. Oh, MGRX, the other one. MGOL moving up though. 10, what was that, 20, 14 seconds? It'd be nice if this gets all the way up to 1. This is the one I started up 200 on and then had the big loss in the spreads. I'd love to see it dip first. If it dips first, it could be good. It could be pretty good if it dips first. $20 and 14 seconds. I got less than a minute. MGOL at 20 14 seconds. Couple of seconds here. $88. Here we go. Can I see something? Yeah, I tried to get out on the ask. Couldn't get the fill. That's the high fill there. I'm late. Scratch trade. They might push through. Until it's ready to fail, it seems like it's holding up well on the dips. Over 03, I'll go long. And rejecting 5. Can we push through 5? There's 7. Can we see the halt up? 8. We got to get halted up. Come on. 10, 10. One more. 2 more cents. Perhaps a pullback here. But I want to be careful with it failing. We're watching for a pullback here. Not quite below 1. It held up $1 right there. The halt is at 13. Now at 15. Come on, let's get locked in. We need to get locked in here because we're kind of extended. Extended. 2 more cents to the halt. We're at 13. The halt is at 15. Come on. 13, 14, 15. Can we get locked in? 16. 16, the new halt level. 16. Saying the low was 1, but okay. Oh, no, I wasn't early. Might be good there. Hmm. Brother, come on. Ah, that's annoying. Missing that. The volume, I tell you. Oh, so sweet. 10 cents. 3 seconds. It's not good that it's back down here again this quickly. It might hold, but I don't trust it. Still holding though. Still holding. 5. 1 to 5. 1 to 6. Held. Held that kind of rejection there. Cannot afford to miss those, brother. I want to see us break out of this range. Can we break out of this range? Right now we're still flagging, we're still sideways. We eventually want to see the 5-minute candle make a new high, which should be over about 13, 14. Oh, muted. Yeah, I was saying there was an entry there at '09. I wasn't aggressive, I didn't jump in, but it was a good smooth push, and now we're halted up. Wrong bet, riding the move, brother. And this one might get halted up too. The halt here is at 84. And it looks like it's moved higher to 87. The high is 84. Yeah, it's like right back. So, I mean, it's just doing alright. It's a little bit more of a grind here, though. 81. It's kind of tricky, this one. I might just wait for that resumption and then look to ease off. The halt is at 91 if it gets all the way. $38.07 for resumption. 38.07. $38.07. We got less than a minute for MGOL. Here we go, a couple of seconds. To the depths. We better see a massive red to green here. Good. It might keep going. Fuck. I'm too late. Break of 30. Tish teleports up. It's like we're seeing this super extended dip and then the move. But it's kind of tricky to capture, right? Because the halt down, it's literally from the halt down, then we get the bounce. So it's like if the halt down throws you off, then you kind of miss the dip at the bottom there, which happened to me earlier in a different stock. Let's see if MGRX gains volume again here. Yeah, we're seeing that. We're seeing that, and the open is also, the open is giving a move, and then the dip comes. It's a super extended dip, and then it rips. But you got to be careful of the halt down though, because if it doesn't get halt down, then you get caught in the halt down. It could be trouble. Which happened to me yesterday or Monday. I think it was Monday yesterday. Yeah, it happened to me yesterday. Buying too low and then getting caught in the move down. Um, I like this one to get halted up actually. The MGRX. It's at 101. If this gets halted up, that would be great. I don't know if it'll make it there though. Resumption time is 141. Well, no. Hold up. What am I saying? What's that? 4406. 4406 for MO for MGOL. MGOL. Too many numbers, too many symbols. Come on, get locked in. MGRX. Wrong bet. I hope you're doing well in this trade, brother. Holding since 52 cents. Way to go, man. An epic call out. One more to add to the list of the awesomeness of Discord. Good old reliable wrong bet. Now, with that being said, nothing in there is investment advice, right? You gotta still make your own decisions. Yeah, that was a not so great trade. Slow to get in. We got another minute to resumption. MGRX, please get locked in here. Please. Can we see this get locked in? Oh, false halt. I'm going to switch over to MGOL again. Let's see what this one does. $39.06. 44.06. There's about a minute. And the other one seems like it's locked in. Good. We're at 141. Here we go. Well, I guess this halt down is not that surprising. $48.59 for MGRX. I think I'm going too easy right now. I'm definitely going a little too easy. I'm going way too easy. I could have been more aggressive here. And I kept saying this over and over these last couple of days. Like, the only thing for me to do is be more aggressive. But you know, it's this thing when you go through such a rough patch. Is like I just don't want to give back profits, you know. But at the same time, for me to be up 5, 10, 15,000, you know, BDRX is moving. That's what I have to do, is to push it. BDRX halting up. False halt. The momentum just keeps on coming today. What type of craziness? My gosh. Of course it teleports down the moment I buy, man. You gotta love it. Smile, cut the loss, smile, move on. It teleported up when I'm like, what? Like, like it was coming down and just teleports up. Pulls back slightly, looking for the continued move. Big drop. It's bouncing, but you gotta be careful. You gotta watch out. That one, I think, does have a higher float. BDRX. 48.59. So we got about a minute for resumption on MGRX. MGRX, we're halted up at 112. It's showing that it might be lower. We got like 20 seconds. It's showing 97. I like it, but I gotta be careful to not get caught, of course. Here we go. Too soon? Nope. Oh, oh. 98. I made nothing there. That's impossible. It seems like it's getting. I'm gonna ease off. It's getting kind of soft here. The volume. That trade should have went to like 110 though. Long break of 1. We got to 04. That's it. I must have got filled 03 on the second position. This one is still good. It might just need more time. I mean, it looks bullish still. MGOL resumption. This one might be backside. Let me see. 5. Yeah, I'm done with that. I think I'm gonna watch MGRX. BDRX also looks good, but you got to be careful with the higher floats and surprise flushes. Ay, ay, ay. I'm missing trades here because that dip already proved we're more than likely to curl back up. Now it's time to lock in. I should have gotten filled the entire order, man. What was that? Alright, okay. $95, $94.50. Waiting patiently. The new 5 minute candle is 2 minutes out, and I want to see the 5 minute candle make the new high back over one. We're really seeing a lot of stocks that are strong resuming lower. I should have kept a tighter stop right there. Could have even been out for gains and re-averaged. I'm green in almost every trade here, but then I'm kind of letting it go against me. Perhaps I just take the 1 cent every time. VDRX is at 74. It's trying. MGOL looks like it's having trouble. 5 minute setup honestly was it's not a bad idea here. Could have been a good trade to take and just kind of give it a couple of minutes to see. Selling is still on. I'll give it a shot. Smaller size. MGOL, can we get locked in? Where's the extra volume? The high of the last candle was what, 99? Still has a ways to go. But it was a good move off the dip, the double bottom. I don't feel like I'm trading like how like I don't feel like I'm trading to my best. Like I gotta tighten up, man. I'm not back in the form I have to be. Like I'm still feeling, you know, out of shape, feeling rusty, feeling like I'm not a well-oiled machine. Gotta keep reviewing. Gotta keep reviewing. Gotta get rid of all the fear. Still some fear. We have to be courageous. We have to be courageous. No fear, no hesitation. Gotta just go for all the good trades that we know and love and accept risk. Still today, yesterday, hesitating, thinking too much about size and not wanting to lose profits. Versus a month ago, hey, one scratch trade, just move on quickly to the next trade. Gotta be careful here. One scratch trade, one scratch trade. Gotta get back to the scratch trade mindset. Not to say that we don't care about the losses, because we do, but understanding that under the context of the strategy, there's nothing wrong with being aggressive and losing. Because ultimately, in the long run, we'll be consistent following the strategy. The more aggression, the more reward ultimately over time. As long as we're treating the trade the same way and liquidity is there, right? Selling where we have to sell if it's a losing trade, cutting it, taking our winners where we need to take our winners, stuff like that. Like everybody in the world knows when a trade is going against them and when they need to sell. Everybody. So cutting the trade when it's going against us, when a trade is going against me, I have to cut the trade, accept the risk, even if I size up because I think it's a good entry. I also have to do a better job just paying attention. Sometimes my mind starts to wander a little bit. And then today, of course, the bad timing of looking away as a big bid is on the level 2. You got to get back to peak and then beyond. So tomorrow I'm going to push myself with more size again. I'm going to just set the tone early. It's the moment we start to see good opportunities. I'm going to come in hot. By the way, let me end this recording and start another. Because I'm going longer, I have to do this. VDRX finally giving that breakout after 10,000 years. From 75 to 96. MGRX might need some more time. MGOL looks like it's backside. GTBP, no good. FLJ actually curled back up. Oh, I'm a little too late to that one. FLJ, false halt. BDRX, not an awful dip there. Not an awful dip. By the way, for anybody watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. FLJ is back down. It's bouncing a little bit, but MGRX might be backside. VDRX is struggling a little bit. Maybe FLJ is the best one to watch. Ay, ay, ay. Another day, another beautiful day. Another day. Tomorrow again. Tomorrow again. You know, sometimes I have to sometimes I just have to say it out, right? So say it out loud. And saying it, you know, is believing it. And you gotta manifest it. We will be back in top shape soon. Maybe as soon as tomorrow. MGRX held up again, so perhaps not the backside for MGRX. Loosen up and take a shot. What are we talking, man? Some vodka. I actually have a bottle of champagne here. I usually only drink champagne if I'm gonna ever take a shot of anything. We had this loss here, which I didn't like, and then we gave back way too much money on GTBP. And it's really two trades. Man, that trade was such a nonsense trade. It's approaching the $half, 40. I'm in, and it's already at 20 the moment I'm in, like literally at 20. It's like the flushes, man, the flushes. Remains to be the number one enemy. The secondary offering flush is even worse. And then, of course, there's the halt down flush. Buying the dip too close to the halt down and the stock resuming significantly lower. Is this really curling up again? MGRX. Do we have one more hurrah? Or is that it? Wall of sellers on FLJ at 55, 56 area. I'm definitely interested if it gets through this wall. Remain patient. Slowing down. Everything is like slowing down. Everything is slowing down. Let me see what you guys are saying on YouTube. George up 2K on the day. Nicely done. Inspiration down 1500. We got a green P&L, a red P&L there. PP ending the day red. just someone. You know, day trading is interesting, man. Day trading is pretty interesting. Before this like rough patch I'm going through here, I was averaging about four to 15,000 a week on average. It's definitely interesting. I mean, it takes long to get, to become experienced and have to acquire the skills. But when you do, and then you start to put the risk out there, it can be very rewarding, especially when the market is good and the momentum is hot. Right now, it's a huge difference between what I was seeing just a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, really, where stocks were active, but like bids just dropping out, man. And I mean on an uptrend, like just like AWIN was a nightmare stock for me. Just, but yeah, when the market is good, when your headspace is right and you're feeling good, money can be made, but there's always risk, of course. There's always risk. It's been a good year so far, though. It's been a great year. Our best month this year, 72,000 in February. And I didn't even, it's so crazy because it's like I didn't even push myself that hard. Like, even on that big green day, like, you look back at these days, it's like I could have been way more aggressive with size. I could have been way more aggressive in every aspect. But it's good though. It lets us know that next time we can perform even better, do more. For anybody who's interested in learning, you guys can check out MMU, right? MMU is the day trading service that I have here. The best course in the game. It goes from zero to advanced, right? You can check out the curriculum down here. It goes from zero to advanced. Does come with one-on-one mentorship, chat room access, weekly Q&As, and we share our live trading videos. All the mentors, not just myself. There's Marcelo, there's Tim. I think Tim and Marcelo are both up like 500,000 on the year already, if I had to guess. So there's even guys trading even more aggressive than me right here in our community, right? If you guys ever take time on YouTube to go check out the P&L section in the Discord, heck, even some of the students are giving me a run for my money right now, right? But yeah, you can come check out the curriculum. You can see what we have going on. We're very transparent. Here I am on YouTube. You know, there's nothing to hide here. It's just me and the market. I'm in a live account. The left hand side of my screen is usually covered because I'm running the scanner here. But if I'm to go to single screen like I am now, I mean, it's right here. And there's no problem for me to click on any part of the screen, anything, there's no trickery, no gimmicks, right? We show everything, and that's just what it is, right? This is all real. As much as people online might think, those people who see the Instagram reels, we go around in the circle to all the guys. Hey, how did he do today? 2K, 5K, 10K. You're someone watching this stuff. It's like, nah, this has to be fake. And I thought it was too, right? The way how I got started, my brother came to me with a video. I think it was Ross. I think it was Ross. It's either Ross or Tim Sykes, one out of them. But it's like this guy's saying he made 10,000 in a day. It's like, what? Nobody makes 10,000 a day. Us being young, not knowing any better, not knowing what the stock market even is at the time. It's like, not unless you're a high level doctor, because you grow up, it's like you think only high level doctors, lawyers, stuff like that can make 10,000 in a day. And then from there, it's like you start watching this stuff online, reading articles and stuff, studying candlesticks, and one day at a time, and before you know it, you start to understand it and you realize how real it is, and that something like this is actually here and available. It just comes down to who knows about it, and who has availability. Is it hard? Of course it is. Nothing good is ever easy. It's not guaranteed, but if we have a dream for ourselves, we have a goal, if this can be an avenue to help us get there, then I'm going to give myself a chance. And that's what I did. I dropped out of school. The moment I fell in love with trading, I dropped out of school. I said goodbye to accounting, and I started in the sim. Very daring, very bold, very risky. But, at that point, I could take on the most risk ever because I was younger and, no responsibilities at all. So I took on the risk, and, just from free content online, that's how I learned. And so I ended up packaging and putting together this course because there are some people who they don't want to scour the internet. They want something that's progressive and all in one place and organized. And so that's how the course came about. Everything is here, and then we share all of our live trading videos with all of our indicators, right? You guys will notice I'm looking up all day because I'm looking up at this screen here with my level 2s. This I do not show to YouTube. I guess I could, but I don't, right? But once the day is done, we upload this for our students. So they can see all the price action. Oh, okay, Relentless was getting long right there because he was seeing all that nice sweet green on the tape, you know. Marcelo yesterday, $8,000 day. You know, why did Marcelo buy in this area where he bought? You know, that type of thing. So, and this is why we have so many profitable students compared to other people who are doing stuff like this. Because other people, they're not showing everything. You know, you can come right here, you can watch and see how Marcelo made 8,000 yesterday. You know, how did RT made 2K, and of course, there's also Tim and Triad. Yesterday, Tim up 7K. I didn't get a chance to check in on Triad. I think he had a nice green day as well. But yeah, you know, we're gonna be back. We're gonna meet up with each other again here in the next few weeks. And this time we're meeting up in Miami, and we're gonna fly out one lucky student. We're gonna raffle it off, and one of you guys, if you're available and free, you'll be there with us, spending the time, having a good time. So for anybody who is interested in the classes, you can utilize coupon code Miami for 40% off. The diamond package is what includes everything else. But if you're someone who you're just interested in watching Tim's archives and how Tim is getting it done, you can do that right here too. Triad, you can do that right there as well. So, you know, it's just here for people who might want it. If you don't need it, if you don't want it, you don't even look at it, right? But whether we're going through a rough patch, a hot streak, we're gonna be here every day. This live stream is not gonna stop. There's nothing that can make me stop this live stream every day. I'll be here tomorrow too. And then the next day, next week, next month. Red, green, everything in between. I'll show you guys my trader view metrics, right? For those casual people on YouTube watching on. You know, is this thing something that you're interested in, that you might want to look into? I can show you guys my metrics here for the year since I started. These are my stats since I started. Just shy of $500,000 over the last few years. I went live in May 1st of 2020. And I started with in the negatives with debt. You know, I didn't have any money of my own. You know, a broke college student at the time. So I did have good credit though, because you know I was working on that for some time. But I went and got a loan. You know, I essentially had a loan, and I took out 25 grand to fund my account. And was that risky? Yes, it was. By the way, MGRX is worth watching at here. But slowly but surely over the years, we've been getting better and better. Better and better, slowly but surely over the years. Each year we've done better than we did the year prior, every single year to this point. And I think next year, if we see a good year, you know, the same thing will apply, right? Right now we're up 142,000 on the year, averaging $1,500 a day. And my averages did go down significantly after this month, where I struggled. This in fact, I think I'm still, let's see, I think I'm still red this month. I haven't imported. I mean, we can import. I can import for May 1st. This month has been my worst month in like years. We're now shaking off the rust. At least we're trying to, and trying to get back on track. But we were down 7,000 or 8,000 really on the month at one point. Now, I've had a lot of $8,000 days, so you know, it's all relative, but still, you know, coming in and not being able to get it done doesn't feel great, but you know, you understand that these things happen. It's business. Business is not always hot. It can slow down, it can go sideways, and you know, that's just being real, right? That's just being realistic. So accepting that risk even as a trader in the long run, and knowing that not every day is going to be a winning day, not every week. Hopefully we can have every year be a winning year. But even if we're to have a small flat month or something like that, it's like, it doesn't matter. Calendar, this was the month so far. Brutal month. So these are the risks, right? We can't just show people winning every day. You got to show them the risk as well. So I'll import from Tuesday forward and ship that over so we can see where I'm at right now. Let's go back to the 14th. I always re-import the last day. It does skip over any duplicate trades, but I go back just in case I imported and on that day and might have came back later. That way it's accurate. Import trades, document. I had a very ambitious goal. I mean, I still kind of do. The thing is with trading is that just a few days can a few days can make such a huge difference. And when you start to like really hit green days, like bigger green days, like you start to feel kind of, might I dare say, invincible. But of course the market is always here to humble us, right? But you start to feel very good. And in terms of like trading wise, you feel good. You're fearless, you're fierce, you're courageous, you're brave, and you're just going in and you're just getting the job done. But it takes a lot of experience. You got to be sharp. And it's why I love the team here in the community. Guys like Marcelo, Triad, Tim, Save, all these guys, like the 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 moderators. Let's say the mentors. Let's say the mentors. Then the team house guys as an extension, all the way through and through. And then now we have a ton of students who are getting it done. We have been slacking. We've been slacking with doing more like interviews and stuff like that. There's other things that we're doing behind the scenes right now, but we still have to get it done so more people can see what's going on within and around the community. But it's been, this is more like us, right? It's been 4 solid days. This is exactly where we need to be. If tomorrow is anything close to a hot day, we're going to try to be even more aggressive, slowly but surely, getting back to where we need to be. And if we look at a different month in comparison, we can look at January in comparison to this month here. This is January, right? A $10,000 week, a $2,500 week, 1,600, two subpar weeks. But then week 4 making up around 11K. And coming in February, and then mostly green days, right? Mostly green days. February is a month like where I could have done far better than I did. I could have done so much better this month here if I push myself more. Like I was outside. I remember being outside shoveling snow on a few of these days, like, and the momentum was so hot, It's just I don't know why I decided to do something so crazy, but yeah. February, March. I honestly thought April was gonna be. I thought April might have been the one of the better months. Too many red days here in this stretch, but it happens. We kept them tight, as tight as we could. March, not a bad month at all. We had the team house meetup in New York, and I was red these 2 days. And I think I was green. This other day, I think I was green to red. Yeah, I think I was green like 800 to red. Some of this was the internet, but I think ultimately the stocks and this right here is a great example of what the last like 3 weeks was. Like these 2 days right here. The stocks themselves are, in terms of candlesticks, they're beautiful. But the momentum side of it, it's like those days are better for people who held longer, 30, 40 seconds, a minute. But the volatility is so crazy. I'm in, I'm trying to buy at 10:30, but I'm filled at 10:45. Okay, I'm in high, let me cut the trade scratch. The stock is already back down to 10:20. That's kind of what these 2 days were. But then, and I'm not sure if it's the market maker at times, the internet speed, it's all these different things. It could be, I want to say it's the market makers. I could be wrong, but also it could be like the perfect storm of a combination of things. The volume, the float, the liquidity, all that stuff like that could probably be part of it. And then coming into April, my only goal here is progress. And then on top of that, can I be the best version of myself? When you guys hear me complaining about certain things, it it makes me miserable when I'm here, because this is real time. This is life. I'm here. I see something that I know works well, and then I don't take the trade. Even that break, there was a breakout where I said I could have been in. I think it was on one of those stocks like 120. I was like, there was an entry there. I didn't like show frustration out loud, but in my head it's like, why did I not buy if there was a clear indicator to buy? There's a small shift in the volume. We went up quickly. I needed to be in right there. My mental capital needs to be unlimited when I'm here. And my mental capital has to be unlimited. The moment the entry presents itself, there's no reason why I should not be in. And then this is where we started to struggle, right? After the amazing week one, I'm thinking, hey, this month I'm gonna gun for 80K. Amazing week one. We come in week two, just to the depths. Slow momentum. Market just slowed down significantly. Opportunities few and far apart. And we're kind of just surviving sideways, surviving. And this is my goal when nothing is happening, right? So I did pretty well. I did what I was supposed to do. Then coming into this month of May, this is where we got off track because the momentum picked back up literally like at the beginning of the month, but very difficult to capture. So it was like a hot opportunity, but I could not capture anything. And so this is what I love about the decisions that I make and the level of discipline that I have is that there's no pride, there's no ego in the wrong direction when it comes to you know taking a step back and understanding that this is the kind of market that I'm seeing. This is what I need to do because I could so easily be down 15,000 on the month right now. I was struggling. I'm having a hard time. I could have chose to size up. I could have chose to just over trade every day, revenge trade. Like all these things are decisions. Like no matter how we want to twist it and turn it, they're decisions, and we have to make the discipline decision every time. We have to make the discipline decision, right? Let's come back to let's filter for April detailed section. 1800 a day, and if we filter to the first week of April, right, we're right above 2K a day. I could have easily turned and told myself, hey, this entire month I'm only $100 a day, $200 a day. I have to size up, and that would have just been bigger red. So none of this stuff means anything if I'm not willing to be disciplined. It can all be wiped away in one day the moment I decide to disrespect myself and disrespect the market. The moment I do that, I'll be at risk. And it's why I want to do all the necessary things, the correct things to ensure success by any means necessary when doing what's right. Not by any means necessary and doing what's wrong, because that's just, again, disrespecting the market, breaking your rules, and not being disciplined. So this whole thing comes down to finding a strategy that works. Finding a strategy, a system that works, and doing your absolute best to stick to a system. And there's different tons of systems. I met people who they have mentors who will never do what I'm doing here because they don't want anybody to see, hey, they're just they're just, mentoring 4 students. That's it. They don't want anybody else. So whoever it is that you can find, whether it's me, somebody else out there, to be a mentor, once this person is legit, once this person is real, and they're transparent, okay, the strategy is there. At that point, it comes down to following the guide, right? And you have to stay on track. It's one of the hardest things when, you know, people do something different. It makes it tricky. It's not that it can't work, because we've had some students who found success with that, where they have some understanding of the market through one lens. They came into MMU, they see what we're doing, and they were able to actually merge the two together. A little bit of what they're doing, merging our trades in it, and before you know it, it's like a combination of strategies, and they're ballooning, right? That so there's that, but there's also the risk of not finding anything, because the strategies are also delicate, right? They're so delicate that if you change too much, it can just not work at all. So we got to be careful. It's why we do the mentorships, so that we can always lend a helping hand and talk over trades. And even after this live stream is done, I think there's 2 sessions today, right? So I'm gonna head right into those right after the live stream is finished. So being that nothing is moving, I think we can shut it down here. I'll take a quick 5-minute break and then be back to business, locking in with some students. Shout out to the Discord. Let's see. Beam with another sweet day, getting it done. Nice trades on CT and T. Save red today. MMAT, GTBP, perhaps caught in a bigger flush. Cactus back on the green side today. Man, Cactus has been so consistent. Cactus has been ultra consistent. Shay, perhaps a little too much size, I think. 1K to 7.5K shares, MGOL. Well, the stock was a cheap stock. So let's see, what was the price of this one? It was cheap, but it also was volatile. I mean, from my biggest position, and you guys see how long I've been doing it. My biggest position on this one, granted, I'm still going through this bit of a slow patch, but yeah, like how was that 7,000 shares max? I bought twice, 3,500 share blocks. MLGO 4,000 shares. I took 4,000 twice, 9,000 there. Yeah, I just say a shade, just a little too much size. Just a little easier on the size next time. But you've been trading extremely well. I would say not to let this not let the loss get the best of you. And it looks like actually it's on GTBP. Higher price, a little bit more volatile. Mozo with a nice day. Mozo been killing it. Lucas with a nice day as well. And you see, as a collective, we're doing well here. It shows you that the market is picking up a little more, right? Green Dream with a nice day. Tim with a nice day. Oh, okay, she got caught in the offering. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, you see, and even that, if that's the case, then you don't even think about the loss. It's just one of those type of things. And you see, this is what the market isn't the market so funny that it's like the day that we size up, the first day of you sizing up is the day where there's an offering in pre-market on a good setup. But it's why we can't be discouraged. It's like we're being tested, and it's like we have to prove to ourselves that we can handle this. The emotions, the volatility, the momentum, and so we stay positive. It's why I keep saying I take the loss, smile, move on to the next trade, and I'll be back. I'll be back the next trade. I'll be back the next day. Not in a revenge way, but with clarity and patience. So the market is going to test all of us, and we're going to pass these exams with flying colors by doing what's right. So tomorrow again. I'll be back tomorrow again. Nice, bright and early, 9:10 a.m. I told myself to just come a little earlier, not to start the stream at 9:20 because that's been happening a ton. We got to tighten up a little more on that aspect, and also it's just better to get more pre-market analysis in. Makes things a little clearer for the day, and we give ourselves a better chance from start to finish. So going to bed early, waking up early, coming in on time. I usually always wake up early. It's rare, maybe once out of the last 2 years I woke up late. But yeah, I gotta like make sure I do all my morning routine before trading so that I'm here on time and that I'm ready to go. But this is where I'm gonna shut it down. Stay safe, stay green. For those of you going all the way till 4 p.m. and beyond, continue to be disciplined. In fact, we can do a quick look through. MGOL still kind of sideways here. BDRX sold off a bit. CTNT, I would have loved to see a bounce out of this one. It was tricky. Just not the bounce red to green I'd wanted to see. EDBL, no good. FLJ, decent move. We could have been way more aggressive on this stock. GTBP, we gave back 700 or 800 on that one. We were up 2K, so it gave back a little too much there. Man, I still missing that trade where that huge bid was there with size is haunting me. It's literally like a 2K trade. But anyhows, MMAT, this one looks like it might be finished. MGRX, this is the one wrong bet called out. Gave a nice move. But alright, that's gonna do it. Stay safe, stay green. I'm gonna catch you guys later. Yeah, Shay, no problem, man. We just gotta come back with a positive attitude and look forward to the opportunities. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. Hit that thumbs up if you have not already on the way out. And I'll see you guys next time.